it's manually moved.
Alright, what's up, chat? Here we go. SIRL round 2. We are missing 4. Let's see if we have anybody's kits. We should have a couple, at least. I know I should at least have Austin's, BFC's. Don't have mixed stovepipes. Looks like we have a couple of game crashes, so we'll wait on these guys. Make sure they get into the server. And then we will get on our way. Austin on the new East Action Sports KTM. I think he's the only one I have, courtesy of being teammates. As far as I know, we're waiting on one more. I'm gonna go ahead and get Moto 1 started for the 450 class. I don't know what. Cool. No complaints. We're going racing. All right, chat. Let's do it. Make sure everybody gets to the gate. Sorry to everyone watching. Just trying to make sure we don't have any jump starts as we go ahead and get started here. Alright, so it looks like they're going to get the 15-second board and we should be off here any moment. And who is going to get your Moto 1 hole shot? It looks like we're going to get Hazard, Flavors, Dizzle, and Bubba are all going to get good starts here. Looks like Hazard's going to take your Moto 1 hole shot and be out to an early lead. Dizzle in second, Bubba in third, BFC in fourth, Colin in fifth. And the carnage has started early, everyone. Crank is absolutely buried with Gypsy. We'll go ahead and move back out front. Sorry about that. Looks like Dizzle's taking your early lead. Hazard in second, BFC looking to make his way into third. Dizzle jumping uphill here. He's going to do his best to put in some hot laps here early to try and get away from these guys. Colin's made the move into second, going to see if he can chase down Dizzle. Coming over the big triple here. Who is going to get the first lap lead of round 2 here? And it is going to be Dizzle. See where these guys come through. Looks like they put on a nice healthy lead. Something must have happened to BFC. Hazard still looks to be up front. McStovepipe with a great start here in Moto 1. Let's see how long he can stay up. Chase is coming through some carnage. Looks like he has his teammate with him. Let's see how quick they can get up through the pack. I may be wrong, but I do believe Chase was our overall winner in round 1. So seeing him back here was not what I expected. I'm sure we'll see him. Ooh, commentator's curse, I apologize. McStovepipe going to work on Bubba here. Looks like for the 7th place spot. Wow, that's horrible, my bad. Tune in with Hazard. Trying to make his way into the top 5. Get back out front and see what we have going on. Dizzle has seemed to let Colin get by. Colin's looking to put a healthy lead together here early. That way late in the moto he does not have to deal with Chase. What's up, Morningwood? How are ya? Go ahead and follow Colin around on board. For a lap. Let's see where he's going. Already with the 6-second lead. Alright, we'll get back on the drone cam and see if we can find some battles here in Moto 1. Davey in third, Dizzle. Oh, looks like he has gotten around Dizzle for second. Scheme and Chase. Here we go. Here's a good battle. Looks like these guys are going to battle here for fourth. Chase is going to look to make quick work of Scheme and see what he can do to catch Dizzle sooner than later. Motos are only 20 minutes here at SIRL. It is not the usual 30 minutes that they are used to in ARL. He does not have the time that he normally would. Absolutely scrubbing across the table, gets to the inside rut, gets a great drive up the hill. Scheme doing what he can to keep him in distance. So we get a good shot of them with Dizzle now leading the pack. See if we can find some nice mid-pack battles here. Looks like Hazard and BFC are coming through. Bubba takes a spill. You hate to see it. Dustin and Leahy are going at it. Pulls a tear off, needs clean vision. Who's gonna get the best drive up these doubles up the hill? Rodak's making a good drive. See if he can get a good drive down the hill. And Dustin makes a mistake and goes down in that left hand. It looks like Hazard made a mistake, so Rodax is going to get a 2-for-1 special over the rollers. Coming down into this inside, can he keep it on two wheels to secure those passes? He will. No problem for the DirtWorms rider. 2-turn from the 223 team. Putting in a good ride, has Bryce on his tail. He's going to have to get moving if he does not want to deal with him. It looks like Bryce makes some quick work. What is Hazard doing? Being a hazard. What would you know? Good move by Bryce. Defensive riding. Clean. Take these guys down the start straight. Check in with your East Action Sports rider, Austin Crank, also the owner of Pro Precision Suspension. Getting a great drive up the doubles, up the hill. Can he get by Bryce? Horrible camera work by Slime. Sorry, everybody. Bryce and Crank try the outside. Can they get the better drive? No, they cannot. Both will still be behind Brax as they come back up the rollers. Looks like they're running into a 5-rider battle here. And Austin goes down, so turn that into a 4-rider battle. Take that time to go ahead and move. Check in with Rodax and BFC. See if these guys can put an interesting battle on for the stream here. These are absolutely treacherous here. And And BFC currently sitting in 6th place. Not a good, not the best ride for him, not the worst ride for him. I know he had an absolute horrendous start, so he's been making his way up. Oh no. And here's Dizzle sitting in P4. Scheme coming through in P5. We meet again with BFC and Rodax. Looks like 2 riders have now retired. Leahy, Bryce, Brax, Dustin, Crank, Pipsqueak. Two-Ton and Flavors is going to round out your top 15 currently as we approach the just under the halfway mark. Try and go find your leader, Colin, and see where he is at. All right, just in time, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a battle for the lead on our hands here in just a moment. Colin is out front, but it looks like Chase has something to say about it, and he does immediately.
Wow, is very nice.
Chase to the lead. Does look like he has some cuts, probably. We'll see at the next timing gate. But Chase has taken the lead here just under the halfway point. He is able to catch Colin and make the pass on the inside with a little bit of lapper help. Can he keep it, though? That's going to be the question. If his performance last week has anything to say about it, he surely will, as he absolutely sends it into the finish line. Blizzy, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So Chase does have the lead now. Let's see if he's able to put a nice, comfortable gap together. Gets the double clean inside to the... Alright, and we're back. Colin makes a mistake going up the hill. These doubles are absolutely treacherous if you do not get them clean. It is safe to say Chase is absolutely on the pipe. Flying. I'm curious to see what the gap will be as he crosses the next timing gate. He was in 2nd place just 1 lap ago and has already built this gap over Colin. Can Davey close down and make it a fight, or will these 3 just be in no man's land for the remainder of this Moto 1? As where is Dizzle? So there's Davey. And here is Dizzle. Dizzle's going to make a pass for that final podium spot. Davey scrubs to the inside. Launches into the finish. Able to take the position back. Can he keep it though? Dizzle tried to go around the outside like a trailer park girl, and he did succeed. Who's gonna get the better run up the hill? The late charge Dizzle puts on is going to get him to the right-hander first, coming down the hill. Can Davey make the pass back? No, he cannot. Yes, he can. With a little bit of leg swag involved. Shout out Paboso. Oh no. Dizzle's not going to have the best line coming into this next right-hander. He might have to just be patient, wait a couple laps, and see what he's offered. Different line choice there. Looks like Davey on the MDC CDS SVN ride has been able to solidify himself in that P3 position for now. Looks like Dizzle's just going to follow, see if he can pick up some lines and make it by this guy later in the moto. Right now we'll go ahead and see if anything has transpired out front that would catch our attention. It does not look like it. Looks like Colin is absolutely in no man's land, 21 seconds up in front of third and fourth place. And he is absolutely checked out. I'm not sure where Chase is. Couldn't find him, but we will stick with this battle here. Mixed stovepipe coming through on the CBR BFS DJD Yamaha with Chase looking to get by cleanly. If you know mixed stovepipe, you know he will get out of the way. He is a great rider and an even better sport when it comes to track etiquette. But Chase is absolutely putting on a clinic with a 13-second lead on second place and a 41-second gap on that final podium spot in third place. Absolutely sending the roller before the finish. Executes the stairway to perfection. Looks like we might have another battle on our hands for P3. Let's check in with Dizzle and Davey. Hazard stays out of the way. No lap traffic issues for either of these guys here as we look to close out Moto 1. Davey's getting a great drive jumping down the hill. Dizzle's going to have the inside. Can he? No, he cannot protect position. little bit of a mistake's going to give Davey a little bit of a lead. But he is going to run into a lapper here in this next left-hander up here. Can that lapper stay out of the way? Yes, Ragged Out does. Dizzle gets a great drive coming into the right-hander. Looks like he elects to follow. Will that pay off? Looks like they're going to come over the big triple. At the same time, who's going to get the better drive into the left-hander? And it is going to be Dizzle. Coming down the start straight, looks like these guys are just going to yo-yo their way all the way to the finish. McStovepipe doing his best to get out of the way. I don't know if Dizzle moved him or if he just said, F it, I'm riding over all the ruts to do what I have to do to not get in the way of this battle. Chase has put a 24-second gap on Colin in second place. It looks like Davey makes a mistake. At the bottom of this hill, it's going to let Dizzle get a little bit of a gap. Can he keep it, though? Looks like they're going to run into 2 laps to go. Yep. What is Pipsqueak doing? Alright, so it looks like that lead has stabilized a little bit for Dizzle and P3 there. See if we can find Colin and Chase to go ahead and wrap up this Moto 1. Here is Colin. He's put in a fantastic ride as he sits in second place right now in Moto 1. And here is the man of the hour, Chase, on the Charge Cycle Works Yamaha, putting on an absolute clinic here at Pinehurst Hills, round 2 of the SIRL Motocross Series. Just a couple corners left to go as Chase is trying to make his way around these last couple of lappers. Looks like one of them is his teammate, so he shouldn't have any problems there. And that is it. Chase is going to take it and be your Moto 1 winner here at Pinehurst Hills. He is lapped all the way up until 5th place. We will wait on Colin to cross and then see if we can find this battle for P3. Looks like Crank's going to go ahead and come across in 11th. Here is Colin, 2nd place here in Moto 1. And here is your final podium position. Oh, as he takes a spill. Oh no, Dizzle. Davy's going to get the drive coming down the hill. Who's going to get it? It looks like it might come down to cuts. Davy's going to cross, but Dizzle's going to get him on cuts by 0.1 to take that final podium position. Oh, wow. And we more than likely have Scheme coming across here. He's going to round out your top 5 with Davy taking that 4th place. That's got to be a heartbreaker to lose it on cuts. But Scheme, like I said, will wrap out the top 5 as we wait for Bryce and Leahy for 6 and 7. Looks like Ragged Out is now crossing as a lapper in 14th. And there is Bryce and Hazard. And that is it for Moto 1. Looks like we had 4 people retire. That's unfortunate. We'll be right back.
Wow, it's very nice.
Alright, chat. Sorry about that. I'm back now. Davey, yeah, that was absolutely insane. What a wicked finish to that Moto 1. Hazard, yeah, I'll post all VODs. Usually I just posted random stuff before, but I've never actually broadcasted until today. So yeah, I'll make sure to get everything posted, and I'll also post them to YouTube too. That way they don't go away after 7 days or 14 days, whatever it is. Yeah, you had a good opening lap, Hazard. Someone teach you to ride sand. I need lessons from you, BFC. $110. Alright. Let me make sure MXer doesn't need anything with the 250s. And we'll get you guys on your way. Everybody, all these Yamahas, everybody wants to ride a Yamaha. All right, let's do it. Moto 2. All right, I think we're good to go. All right, a little bit late on that start. I apologize. Tried to make sure everybody was in. Who's going to go ahead and get your Moto 2 whole shot? It is going to be Ragged again. Chase up the inside, going to take the early lead. He said forget about a whole shot. I don't need it. I'm just going to put 50 seconds on you anyways. Colin in second. Ragged in third. Dizzle with a good start in fourth. Two Turn in fifth. Davey in fifth. Scheme in sixth. Those guys are going to avoid all the carnage. Let's see if they can make it worthwhile though. Chase has an early lead. Do any of them have anything to say about it, or is this a Jet Lawrence 22-0 type season? Crank getting a much better start here in Moto 2. I know he had a treacherous start in Moto 1. He's going to look to put in some work early in this Moto. He does not want to stay stuck in the back of the pack. Davey with a little bit of issues down there. The bottom of the hill, he's going to have to get going and get going quick, or he is going to find himself in the back. BFC looking to make his way up front. We know he has the speed. Bryson McStovepipe coming through. Try and get you back out to your leader. Chase. I do need to fix that overlay for you guys, so we'll go ahead and go on board with your leader. Give me just one moment. Alright, we are back. Back in action, and let's find some battles here early in Moto 2. Dizzle holding down the 3 spot. Scheme, two turn. Leahy and Crank are going to go ahead and go to battle for 4th. At least Crank's going to try and see himself into that battle. Or he's going to let these 3 run away. He has 2 options. We're going to see which one he chooses. Dizzle made a mistake, and looks like the group's going to try and close on him. These Washougal trees RedRider built are in the way. I do apologize. They found my streaming services on Craigslist. We know Two Titans looking for a good ride here in Moto 2. His team owner Ruts at 223PR does not play when it comes to race results. You must perform or he's getting rid of you. Not really. But Two Titans definitely going to look to have a better result than he did in Moto 1. We know he can go fast. Dizzle's going to look to make a pass on Leahy at the bottom of this hill. Let's see if he can get it done. Yes, he can. Up the inside, over the tabletop. And will make that pass. The problem for these guys here at where Dizzle sits in P3 and anybody behind him is that we are only just under 4.5 minutes into this Moto 2 and Chase is already 25 seconds out front. Absolutely sending it. He said, I had to charge from the back in Moto 1. I will not do that in Moto 2. Got a good start and has put on a clinic ever since. Every lap you see him take the outside of these doubles coming up this hill. I think he's found something the rest of the group has not, as they continue to all, other than, it looks like Colin's found it, but majority of these guys are just trying to plow straight up the middle, and it does not seem like it's working for them. Those two are riding in no man's land. Literally, no man's land. But here we will check in on some battles, get some action on the broadcast for you guys. As it looks like Scheme and Dizzle look to go to work for the final podium spot here in Moto 2. If Leahy has anything to say about that, he will not let these guys get away. You know he wants to throw his card in there. Dizzle makes a mistake coming up the hill. Scheme gets a pretty good drive. It doesn't look like it's going to matter, as Dizzle's going to beat him to the inside on this right-hander, ready to go back down the hill towards the finish. Who's going to send it? Neither of them. Leahy with the consistent ride here in Moto 2, hanging strong in P5. Looks like two-turn P6, crank P7. Bryce has made his way into P8 with Flavors in P9. BFC looking for a much better ride here in Moto 2, avoiding all the carnage. Some insider secrets tell me he is on a new back tire here in Moto 2, trying to see if it can get him some better results, as Dustin told him absolutely no, sir, you will not have better results if I have anything to say about it, as he allows Davey to get by both of them as they struggle to get going coming up that hill. Davey said thank you for the freebies and I'm going to check out. Flavors and Crank are going to look to do battle here as we approach that halfway point. Both of them still sitting inside the top 10. Great rides here in Moto 2. Two-turn pulling a tear off. Bryce is right on his back tire. He can feel the pressure. He just wants to make sure he has some clean vision as Bryce looks to shoot up the inside. The bad camera work is not going to let you guys see that. I apologize. But he does make that pass. Bryce does have the Charge Cycle Works Honda absolutely barking as he looks to get by two-turn. He does. Can he put a gap on two-turn before these two battling allows Crank to put himself into the picture? Bryce with the mistake coming up the hill, and here comes Crank. Just like I said before, he was just looking for a window to get into this battle. Checking back in with Dizzle. Doing the Poboso slide. A move mastered by few, hated by all. Dizzle and Scheme just going strong here. Leahy has not let off of that 5th place spot. He wants to make sure he still ends up here in the top 5. He does not want to let this gap with these three battling it out close up. At that point, it would be a no holds barred for that 5th place spot. Two teammates here, Hazard and Ragged. It looks like Colin is looking to make them lappers very, very, very shortly. If he is there, where is Chase? Here is Chase looking to get by. Rodax absolutely sending it. Little bit of a hiccup running into a lapper there. Up 18 seconds, there's no worry. Another hiccup, no worry. He'll be okay. Show the leader some love as he's putting on an absolute clinic and a great performance here at round 2. He is looking to go 4 for 4 on the season so far. He did sweep both motos at round 1. Came here to Pinehurst Hills and said, I will get 2 more wins. No worries. Jumping up the hill under the Chesco Boys Racing banners. Jumping down the hill under the same banners. No problem. Shout out the Chesco Boys though. Looks like Rodax is going to run into Chase again. Looks like any battles that we are going to have are going to be towards the back of the pack, so we'll go ahead and let these guys come through. Follow the two teammates around. As I say that, the battle disperses and there is none. Let's see if we can find a group. Dizzle and MX Stovepipe. This is a leader and a lapper, so you won't get too much out of that. And see if these two can hook up, coming back down to the second part of the track. But it does look like at this point pretty much everybody is spaced out. What happened, Pressure? As Austin takes a spill and lets two turn get by, this could be exactly what everybody watching wants to see. Now we finally get a battle on our hands. And two turn goes down, gives P6 back to Crank. Looks like we're going to get Davey and Bryce coming through as well for P8 and P9. These two are going to go as fast as they can to try and catch Crank and two turn, but we'll see if they can get there. Davey had a tremendous ride in Moto 1. He needs every point he can get here in Moto 2 to salvage that overall score. He is going to be charging as he pulls a tail off, looking to get some clean vision, sweeping down the whole shot straight. Crank has solidified this position here with two turn closing in, coming up the hill. If Crank has anything to say about that, he is not going to let him back by. He does not want to charge backwards but forwards. Most people in this game, as Pressure said in the chat, like to go backwards. They're absolutely gone. Here's Scheme. Says 9 seconds, but one of them is going to have cuts because that's more than 9 seconds. So we will stay here towards the back of the pack and see if these four riders can hook up and give us a battle here. Crank's going to lead them through in hopes to keep that gap. And Davey does not want anything to do with two turn on his way to the front. And they're absolutely sending this. And none of them elect to take the send it line. Oh, as Bryce goes down, it's going to turn this into a two-man battle. Who is going to get the better run? Davies over jumps. The 450 power is going to save him now. And who is going to be first? Down the hill. Davies going to keep the position. Two turns, making a drive. Gets a good jump. Clean up the inside. Davies going to have the inside coming up the hill. It's going to be hard to pass coming around the outside, and he's not going to be able to. Ooh. As Austin goes down, lets Davey by. Davey's going to now get into that 6th position on track. We don't know what his cuts look like. Can check our fastest lap though. Chases is a 1:36. Two-Turn with a 146. Ragged with a 148. Looks like Flavors has a 145.7 as his best lap. Bryce with the 142. Scheme with the 43. Leahy with the 44. Let's check in with Dizzle in the P3 spot. Fastest lap of the day of 41.1. Your fastest lap of the race is going to still be Chase with that 36.3. Get you back on the track, maybe. Sorry about that. Here's Colin in your second place position as he looks to go up the hill. McStovepipe getting off the track to make sure to get out of the way. Flavors is making a questionable drive up the hill, knowing he's a lapper. The AMA will take a look at that. He might get a fine. You never know. He rides a Yamaha. They might treat him like Deegan. Now, as the conversation a couple of minutes ago was the fastest laps as Chase was putting in at that time, a 1:31. He is now a minute and 35 seconds in front of fifth. Let's try and find him to see if he can lap all the way up to fifth place. Here is Dizzle, a minute and 11 seconds back off of your leader. Absolutely insane. Here he is. Looks like the next time around he might get, no, he'll get 2 laps around. So we got 2 laps to go here in Moto 2 at Pinehurst Hills for round 2 of the 2025 SIRL Motocross Series, as Chase is looking to lap himself all the way inside the top 5 here at round 2. An absolute clinic, as you guys can see how quick he is able to get around these guys and just put a gap in. By 2 to 3 sections, he's gone. You can't even see him anymore. Absolutely sending it. There's Bryce coming through BFC, 2-turn. There they are. Looks like Crank, Colin, Dustin, all making their way through as well. As we get Flavors headed towards the finish, these guys all should be getting their white flag on the next lap around. And here is what is going to be your Moto 2 winner, Chase, on the Charge Cycle Works YZ450, getting the job done. Looking to go 1-1 as he finishes this race here. taking your white flag. And he is so far in front, we will go ahead and follow him around on his final lap of the day here in Pinehurst Hills to complete a 1-1 overall score. Absolutely sending it. There's Davey coming through. Is he gonna get it done? And he did. On the final lap of the race here in Moto 2, Chase was able to lap all the way up until the 5th spot. That is absolutely insane, and I don't know if I've seen that done outside of T-Moss doing it. In an HFR Supercross race, he lapped, I believe, all the way to 3rd. But here in the outdoors, with the lap times being almost double, if not tripled, you just simply don't see that. He looks to come down the hill and put an asterisk by sending this hill right here. No, he's not going to do it. He's just going to coast it on in. Big enough lead. He's going to let them unlap themselves. Nobody else wants a free lap. Gave a lap to BFC and gets the job done. No, he didn't give a lap to BFC. The last lap gave was to Davey. So here comes Austin to round out your top 10. Let's see if we can check in with... No, that's not Dizzle. That is Dustin. Here is Dizzle right here, your 3rd place rider here in Moto 2, rounding out the podium. And there you have it, folks. So we'll be Chase, Colin, Dizzle for your podium in Moto 2 here at Pinehurst Hills. Looks like Ragged Out is coming across as well. Now where is Scheme? There is Scheme for P4. Davey and Leahy to finish it off. What a day. Great rides by everyone involved. Let's get these guys' results posted and get them what they need taken care of. $450 round 2. Magic. Alright, chat. That is all she wrote on round 2 here in the 450 class for the 2025 SIRL MX Series. It was a pleasure today. That's one of my first ever official events to broadcast, so if you tuned in, I appreciate you watching my first one. We'll be back each and every week for the 450 class here at SIRL. And let's see if we can tune you guys in to the wrap up the 250 class. Or they might already be done. Looks like they are done, so we'll find somebody else to raid. And get you guys on your way on this beautiful Sunday. BFC, I appreciate you, brother. Hazard, I appreciate you. I'll have the VOD posted for you guys in a couple of minutes. Other than that, I hope everyone has a great night, because it does not look like there's anyone for us to raid. So I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. I will see you guys next week. Other than that, everyone have a great week.